Well, good morning, everybody. It's about 5:30. I've been hiking for maybe 30 minutes. Just left Molly's Ridge shelter. Got an early start today, obviously. You can see last night we had another friendly bear visit. These young bears, I don't know. I know that they just haven't learned how to keep themselves alive, and somewhere in their early training they found some garbage or something at a shelter, and shelters and humans equal food and garbage. So it's unfortunate for them, because once they find the easy food, if they ever find it, then it's hard for them to concentrate on the picking of the berries and doing all the stuff they would typically do to survive. So nevertheless, everything was fine last night. We hung our food and had a good conversation with the guy that was with me, and up and rolling early today. So the plan for today is to hike out of the Smokies. I've got about I'm actually going uphill a little bit right now, but I still got a little bit more downhill to go before doing a pretty sizable climb. It's another 600 or 700 foot climb. That'll be the last climb that I have. Once I come off that climb, then it's literally all downhill to Fontana Dam. So it's kind of been slow go. And of course you're walking in the dark, and then you're also got all these weeds. It's kind of hard to see the trail, and I like to look at the trail. And so I am moving. So I'm making time, so I'm making miles. I'm just not doing it very quickly. We'll get there. It'll be daylight. Another hour or so, we'll pick up our pace. I'd like to be maybe over that next climb, or at least climbing by the time the sun comes up. The goal is to get picked up down at Fontana Marina. My wife's coming to pick me up at 1 o'clock. So I've got 13 miles to do by 1 o'clock. So it's kind of aggressive, but I've done way more than that in less time in the past. It's all about starting early and keeping your feet moving. So that's the plan for today. Hope everybody has an awesome day, and we will catch up with you down this path. With a beautiful sunrise happening over Fontana. Yep, that's the direction we're headed, and looking towards the south and the east. All right, everybody, it's 7 o'clock. And the hard part's behind us. We walked in the dark for 3 miles, and I've got 10 miles to get to the Fontana Lake Marina. Beautiful lake. And yeah, it's been a few years now, really, I think, since I've been here. My wife and I come over here every year for sure to, there's a local lodge called Topoko Lodge. Beautiful place, great food, but it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere. You're literally in the far corner of North Carolina, far western, southern western, northern, southwestern corner of North Carolina, and it's rather remote, but what a cool place that is, with the river. Chiowa River runs right in front of it. But tonight we're actually going to stay at the Fontana Lodge. Have been there. It's an older place, and you know, I'm not going to put it down. I know it's gone through some renovations too, so it's probably still needs some work across it, but you know, it's convenient, and look forward to being there. I know they have laundry, so at least they advertise to have laundry, which is critical. So I got all the chores to do, unfortunately. So we got to wash some clothes and find some dinner and do a lot of things this afternoon. And then tomorrow, on Saturday, we're just going to hang out. We'll probably go into Bryson City or something and do whatever she wants to do. But we're kind of getting to that area. You know, I have to look on my app to tell specifically. I wish they'd put up a sign where North Carolina and Tennessee separate. So we've been following the state line for, I mean, it goes for miles and miles, well beyond the Smokies, all the way up beyond Irwin, Tennessee, etc., where you're just walking on the state line for the most part. Well, here pretty shortly, you'll veer off to the east and you leave Tennessee permanently on the Appalachian Trail as you head south into North Carolina and then ultimately into Georgia. I wish they'd put up a sign saying, as they do on the northern part, where it says leaving North Carolina, they need to have a sign down here that says officially leaving Tennessee, but they don't. But we're getting pretty close to that area where that happens. But anyway, we've got, like I say, about 10 miles, less than 10 miles now, to get to the Fontana Marina by 1 o'clock. I'm on pace to get there by noon. So we'll have 13 miles by 12 today. Not too bad. And I look forward to getting to the marina and getting some semblance of real food while I wait on my wife to pick me up. When I say that, that means probably ice cream, soft drink, chips, something like that. Whatever the kind of stuff you find at a convenience store, you find at the marina. So look forward to all that. So that's kind of how the morning is shaping up. And now it's daylight. I didn't even realize I haven't even shown you me. And not that anybody probably really cares, but it's what I'm looking like after 5 days. Well, this is the 6th day in the woods without a shower. Probably got some whiskers. I feel like I got some whiskers. And probably tattered and a bit stinky, but we'll take care of all of that today. And I look forward to getting into the part of the trail now where the fun resumes and the old habits of fixing to come back, which means staying in some hostels, maybe doing a little slack packing, eating pretty decent food every night. I love it. So look forward to doing that as well. So anyway, that's enough talking. It's time to get back to doing the walking. And we'll catch up with you a little further down this path. Just an update, everybody. It's about 9:15 and we're about 3 miles from the parking lot. That's pretty much where flat ground begins, if you will. Just came across this rocky ridge. Looks like it's been a landslide at one time. And we probably should have a view down over Fontana Lake, but unfortunately it's all fogged in right now. Maybe that'll burn off this afternoon. We'll see some pretty pictures of the lake at least. But again, we got 3 miles. As soon as I get across this crest, I'm going to be heading down kind of steeply, I'd say, down to the parking lot. Of course, the big momentous point is when I get back to that box where you drop your permit in as you exit the Smokies in this case. You know, had to drop one for the entrance, and I still got the other half I'll throw in for the exit. So, yeah, been quite an adventure over the past few days, really. Saw a lot more bears than I imagined I would, I'd say that. So, I wonder if some point that the park's going to have to do something to address the population. But it's been a good, hard push, and I've enjoyed the time out. Boy, I sure look forward to getting back to civilization a little bit. So anyway, we'll be over this crest in just a few minutes, and we'll be heading down to the Fontana Dam area. So that was the infamous box. I dropped in my second half of my permit. First half, as you guys probably recall, I dropped in at Davenport Gap when we entered into the Smokies. Now we've exited the Smokies officially. And there's a road, and the roads lead to civilization. All right, 9.9 miles is what we've done so far today. So from here on out, it's going to be pretty much road walking, where we walk down to the dam itself. We'll walk across there. Now there's a little welcome center store right there past the dam, and I have to admit I've never been in there. There's actually showers, or you could take a shower if you wanted to. And I need a shower, but I think I'll wait till I get to the hotel. So there's a store there too, I've been told, and I might go ahead and get a jump start on refreshments if that store is open. And I say if that store is open because I know that they've been working on the dam, and there's a lot of construction and stuff going on, so they may have closed that store. We'll find out very shortly as we head down to Fontana Dam. All right, everybody, we made it to Fontana Dam. And this is Fontana Lake, beautiful place. We're gonna walk right across the dam. As you can see, there's some work going on down there at the dam, so I don't think cars are permitted to go across it right now, but I have driven across it before several years ago, so maybe it'll open up again as soon as they're finished their work. Beautiful. We'll talk more about the dam when we get down there. Okay, folks, here we go. Walking across the dam. This is a huge dam, and I did some research on it a few years ago. It makes me wheezy to do this. That's the backside of it. I can't remember the total feet in height that this dam is, but I do recall the research telling us that this is the number one, this is the biggest dam on the East Coast. And it's second only to Hoover Dam. So that gives you some size, I mean, give you some sense of the size of this thing. It's massive. Of course, holding all this water in the lake and releasing down there. It's a beautiful place. And I would say that most people would be surprised to know that there is such a thing this close to them. The second largest, second tallest dam anyway, I think it is, in the United States. Right here in little old Fontana. Right in the western, let's call it the southwestern corner of North Carolina. Pretty cool. All right, so right over there is where we're headed for now. There's a welcome center. We can get information and stuff about the area. But again, I think there's a little store in there too. If it's open, we're gonna go see. All right, everybody. The Overlook gift shop was open today, and I scored. I have a Dr. Pepper and a bag of barbecue chips to carry me the last couple miles. We still have, like I say, a couple miles. Some of it's on the road up here, but not all of it. So, still got a little bit of work to do. It's 11:20 and I've fallen behind on my schedule. I thought I'd be at the marina by 12. I think it'll be closer to 12:30 now. That's all right. It was a nice stop. Glad I had the opportunity to go in there. It's a beautiful place too. It's kind of overlooked, pardon the pun, because the gift shop is called the Overlook. But it provides you a lot of history about the construction of this dam, you know, the TVA and all that sort of stuff. So it's probably a great place to stop, learn about the history and everything this area has, and then get you a soft drink and some chips. And if you really want to, you can even buy a t-shirt in there for Fontana Dam. Only in America. All right, the quest goes on. We'll catch up with you a little further up this path. All right, everybody, that's where we came from. We climbed up this hill. Believe it or not, we are on the Appalachian Trail while we're walking on this sidewalk. And right up here past this parking lot, we're gonna veer off to the left. We'll be back in the woods, kinda. Everything is really well groomed here. Seems so different from how the trail is so overgrown inside the national park. Outside the national park, this Fontana Dam area is manicured like a park. It's beautiful. So we're going to cross over this parking lot and go on into the woods, and we'll check back with you. I'm going to go by the shelter. It's probably one of the coolest shelters on the entire Appalachian Trail. All right, everybody. This is the Fontana Dam shelter, also known as the Fontana Hilton. And I say that because this is likely the nicest shelter on the entire Appalachian Trail. I think it's safe to to say that for a number of reasons. I'll show you around real quickly. There's somebody in here, so I'm not going to intrude too much. But I definitely want to capture this real quickly. So here's the shelter itself. You have an up and down on both sides. All right, so that's where people tend to camp or stay. And then on this side, you have actually two nice metal picnic tables. Actually three. You've got one here, two down there, nice fire ring, beautiful view of the lake. You also have an opportunity to, using this solar panel, charge your phones and other equipment. How nice. And you can also get rid of all your trash. Everything a hiker needs. Beautiful. Fontana Hilton. Beautiful. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning.
All right, everybody. We left the Fontana Dam shelter, or the Fontana Hilton, and back in the woods. So we've got a mile walk around the edge of the lake. Pretty cruisy trail till we get to the Fontana Marina. So that's our last mile to do on this particular journey. So we'll check in once we get closer to the marina. All right, everybody. We have made it to the parking lot of the Fontana Lake Marina. And that parking lot is where I'll be picked up in a little while, not very long. It's currently 12:25. 12:25. We've done 13 miles by 12:25. Not too shabbily. So overall a good week. This is going to end the week for me after 6 days. So 6 days of hiking. We started just south of the crest of Max Patch and headed south at mile 255. We're currently at mile 165. So we've done 90 miles in 6 days. Really, you can almost say 5 days and a half because it's only 12:25. So not too bad for sure. Pretty happy with the progress. First couple of days were rough, I have to admit. They were rough because I was doing some climbing, but at the same time it was rough because I was kind of out of shape. Just a couple of weeks of doing a lot less than what you're accustomed to doing, and you start losing what they call the trail legs. But yesterday, with 17.6 mile a day yesterday, I felt like things were coming back, to include my appetite. So things are pretty good. Feeling good about progress this week. The weather's just been phenomenal. We had some big rain last night, but most of the time when we did have rain this week, it came late in the evening after hiking hours. So I think the big surprise to me is the number of bears that I saw, you know. I mean, last time I went to the Smokies, I didn't see any bears. That's been probably 5 years ago. So, been a great week, and I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. This is a shot of the Fontana Marina. Great spot. I might even have time to get back down there and get one more Coke before I go. So I'm gonna take tomorrow off. My wife and I are gonna spend some time together and be back on the next day. So look for more videos coming in the very near future. Have a great day. See you soon.